Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video is an extreme clean declutter organize with me. I am tackling my basement in today's video. I rarely share this space with you guys because it is not a space that I tend to spend a lot of time in, but it does get pretty overwhelming down here. My kids have their toys down here. We also watch movies down here sometimes whenever we're doing movie nights and such, but it has gotten so bad to the point where I was feeling so overwhelmed. I had to just go ahead and tackle this space. So that's what I'm doing today. I am starting out by removing everything off of this coffee table. I don't know if you guys remember, but this coffee table used to actually be upstairs in my living room area, and I swapped it out and brought up the other coffee table that I built myself, and I used that in my living room. And this one kind of like was used for the kids' art and craft supplies, but I actually ended up selling it on the Facebook Marketplace. This table was one of the first I guess DIY item that I did when we moved to Connecticut. I purchased this off of the Facebook Marketplace and I was able to flip it. I used it for quite some time. I restained the entire thing. It's just such a beautiful piece, and I had a hard time letting it go, but I figured that since it wasn't really being used the proper way and I had no need for it, I might as well just give it away to someone that needs it. So I did sell it for about 50 bucks or so on the Facebook Marketplace. So I wanted to just go ahead and give it a really good clean.
And I can tell where I end and you begin, where I end and you begin, where I end and you begin. Oh, where does it come from? Oh, where does it come from?
All right, so we're switching gears for a second. This is my sunroom. You're probably wondering why the heck there are exposed plywood on the walls. Well, those are where my windows were, and the windows that we had up were severely rotted and just like not in great condition. This room is not heated at all, so we only get to spend time in here mainly in like the spring, summer, sometimes if it's not too hot, and fall. But because this room is not heated, we tend to like kind of drop all of our junk and stuff in here or use it as like storage. But I am trying to make it into a space that I would love to just hang out more often, especially when it gets a little bit warmer outside, or just like on cooler mornings or whatever. But I wanted to just share that with you guys because just in case you were wondering why the windows were boarded up. But I brought out the table out here because I was gonna let it air out for a little bit because somebody was supposed to come pick it up, and then I decided to go ahead and see if I can put this shelf back together. So this shelf was in my husband's office. It is a standing shelf, but it's way too big for his office. It was actually given to us by a family friend, but he had no use for it anymore, and I have no use for it either. So I figured that I would just go ahead and see if I can sell that too on the Facebook Marketplace. So I started putting it together and then realized that when I got to the very end of it, I was missing a screw and I could not find it for the life of me. So I put the entire thing together and had to basically take it apart. And of course, while I was putting it together, I have both of my helpers, Luna and Aiden, just hanging out with me. Luna is always with me. She's always with my husband as well. She's such a protective dog. So wherever you see me, you'll probably see Luna. Wherever you see me, you'll probably also see my son, because he loves to just like be outside and just hang around and stuff like that. He's not he doesn't like to be on the screens too much, which I really, really love, but he's a very active kid, so he needs to be like entertained all the time. So he was just playing with his little Hess trucks right now. But you can see me trying to put this thing together. I ended up like cutting out part of the video because it made no sense for me to like just film the entire thing, since I couldn't finish putting it together. So right now we are switching back into the basement, and I am removing all of the plants that we had sitting on this windowsill. So this window right here has like a wide enough sill where we kept all of our plants over the winter months, and it was just a disaster, you guys. Like we have so many plants, number one. Number two, I don't know where else to put them, especially when it gets colder outside. Like we kind of just like bring them in. We can't leave them in the sunroom because it does get cold in there in the winter, so we had to just opt for bringing them inside, and that was the only place that we thought about. And as you can see, it's a disaster behind this sofa. It was just such a hot mess. It's so funny because I didn't even realize how many things were behind here. I knew I had these old curtain rods, which I'm supposed to be giving to a friend, but I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. But it was just so messy back here, and I don't know if I was surprised or what, but I was just like, oh my god, this is like so dirty, and it's just so gross. I was just so grossed out by the whole thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and just vacuum up all of the dust and dirt and all of that stuff. I'm gonna get a really good clean on the baseboard over here, vacuum up whatever I can. You're gonna see me vacuuming multiple times because that's just how I clean when I'm cleaning. I just try to just get things done. Okay, so we had all of our plants in the basement by this window over the winter because it gets a lot of natural light, and we were terrible. We did not put down any protective trays here, but good thing the wood did not get damaged. We just have to clean that off, and then when winter comes again, we'll probably just not do that again because obviously we don't want it to get destroyed. All right, so I took all the plants out already. I'm gonna leave that one for my husband because it's like draped along this entire wall, and then also it's like hanging around that curtain rod. And we also have this one to take out. This one's really heavy and it's so beautiful. It's actually a bonsai. My husband's very much so into plants, so he's gonna have to help me take this one out. And then this guy is ginormous, so I cannot pick this one up either, and he's not here, so I'm gonna have to wait for him to come home, and maybe we'll just do it tomorrow. But for right now, I'm so out of breath. Oh my god. But I know that it looks really bad down here, and trust me, I feel the way it looks whenever I look at it and it's like this, but it's gonna get better. I have so many plans for down here, but I'm just trying to make it super functional for the meantime. My kids, they barely play with their toys, and they have toys in that corner. So the reason why I'm doing all of this is because I went to IKEA and I actually picked up this organizing, it's like an organizing storage situation or whatever. They have like a, I think it's like a spring sale going on, and I think I got it on sale. It was like $80 something with taxes, so I don't know. But I'm gonna open that up and see if I can put it together myself. So this is why I'm like doing all of this down here. So I'm gonna continue cleaning up. I'm gonna wipe down this area right here, clean the window. All right, so I was so out of breath, you guys. I kid you not. I think I was cleaning for the entire day. My husband had an event to go to, and I think he left maybe around 1 o'clock, 12:30, and I cleaned from then until like maybe 8 o'clock at night. It was insane. And I know I said that I was going to wait for him to come home to remove this plant. This is a pothos plant, I think it's called, but it was so long. I was afraid to remove it because I didn't want to break it or whatever, but I just went ahead and took it down and just was very careful with removing it. So I just removed it myself.
I put that on God when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home.
And now I'm just gonna go in with my homemade spray. This is my vinegar and water with a little bit of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and I think dish soap, or it might just be vinegar, water, and dish soap. I'm not 100% sure, but I made this myself. You guys know I have a history of like allergies, asthma, all that fun stuff, so I try to just like clean with more natural products now. Before, when I started my cleaning channel, I used to clean with like the Mrs. Meyer's, and I used to use the Dawn power wash to like wash my dishes and stuff, and would you believe it if I told you that those things actually bothered me when it came time to clean? Like I just can't stand the scent of them. They're just way too strong for me. So I had no other choice but to just switch to like my own DIY cleaning spray. And vinegar is a really good cleaner or cleaning agent. So I just try to incorporate the vinegar and the water and a little bit of Dawn dish soap in my spray bottle just to make sure that everything is getting cleaned really well. This is a very old painting that I thrifted from the Goodwill store. I know it's like super old and not my style, but the only reason why I got it was because it had this certificate on here of authenticity. So I grabbed it because I was like, oh my god, what if this is like worth a ton of money? I've had this in my basement for, I don't know, 3 years, and I have not gotten it appraised to see if it's even worth anything. So I'm gonna just hold on to it again, and then when I'm ready, I'll take it to an appraiser, and then hopefully we can get this bad boy appraised, and maybe it's worth something, maybe it's not. Alright, so now we're moving on to this corner right here. This corner was just a disaster, literally. My kids do not play with this stuff down here. However, I do recommend if you have little ones at home and you're trying to like declutter toys and all that fun stuff, like I highly recommend you do it when they're not around, because it is so hard to get rid of stuff when your kids are around because they think that they want to hold on to everything. So I started just like removing all of the toys here. I wasn't getting rid of anything just yet. I was just trying to move everything out so I can just vacuum this corner up or whatever, and just start building the organizer. But you'll see later down the road in this video that I started basically decluttering the toys, and my son was telling me that I can give away some of the stuff or whatever. And then as I was on like the last piece, he's like, wait mom, you know what, I changed my mind, I want to keep it. And I was just like, oh my god, this is so frustrating. So a little tip for you, if you are decluttering toys and stuff with your kids, I highly recommend you do it when they're not there.
I long for that feeling. Why did it have to go away? I long for that feeling. Remember everything you said. Had to go on dreaming, dreaming. 'Cause baby, you are everywhere. I wish that you were here.
So now that I have this little shelf and this window cleaned off, I am going to just continue getting things together and just trying to just keep things organized and just declutter at the same time. So you may have noticed while I was cleaning that window that you saw like gigantic tree stumps. That is because we had 2 large trees taken down recently, and my husband likes to keep the wood for firewood during the winter months. So we have so much wood, you guys, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so overwhelming because he likes to cut the wood himself, and I tell him all the time, like, you're just one person, so I don't know, maybe you should just like give it away. But he's just like, no, we're just gonna keep it all because it's good to have it. So we have a ton of firewood at the moment, and there's still wood that needs to be cut. So that is his project. I don't know how long it's going to take him to get that done, but I'm pretty sure it's going to take some time. But now we're just moving on to taking out the organizer from the box. So this is called the I think it's called the Carlax, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Kallax, there you go. So this is the way that I'm going to be putting it against the wall, and it was super easy to put together. I think I spent like maybe 30-35 minutes putting this whole thing together by myself.
Did everything I never do in real life. I stepped into a room, told everyone.
All right, there she is. I am done putting it together. It actually did not take me that long. It was fairly easy. The instructions were fairly easy, and I mean, I'm not the best at putting things together. Usually I need my husband, but like I said, all the instructions were pretty clear. And I thought that maybe I would have needed 2 of these to go along this entire wall, but I don't know. I think I like it the way it is for now, because we do plan on getting a sectional for down here. This sofa is way too small for our family, and we like to sit down here and watch movies sometimes, and we do like to spread out, and this does not allow us to do that. We love this sofa. It is super comfortable. However, it's just not big enough. So tons of plans for down here. I do want to paint. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's like blotches coming through on the wall, and that's because when we first moved in, I actually painted this, and I was still very new to DIYing, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So I painted over stain, and as you can tell, the stain came right through the wall. There's like spots everywhere. My goal for this area actually is to, like, I really want to rip all of this out and put up drywall, but it's going to be a hot mess if we do that. So I was thinking of just getting shiplap and just shiplapping the entire thing. It'll look a lot better than this wood paneling that they have going on. I say they as if there's other people living here, but when I mean by they, it's just that when we bought the house, it came with wood paneling, and the wood paneling was stained a very light color, and it just looked really bad, and it made the basement look super dark and just like dungeony, and I hated that. So I repainted the entire thing just as like a quick fix. So this is a gray paint. Actually, no, this is the gray paint right here, and this is supposed to be, I forgot what color paint this is actually, but I do want to like replace all of this. And like I said, this is going to be super labor intensive to rip all of this out and replace it with drywall. So I think I want to just like shiplap over it and call it a day. I don't know, that's like a project for God knows when. But anyway, so I got this taken care of. I'm gonna go ahead and start actually, I can't even organize, you guys. I think I have to run to the store really quick and grab some organizing bins. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So So I think I'm gonna go do that really quick and come back so I can finish this because it's a hot mess. Okay, so I did end up running to Walmart to grab some organizing bins, and I found these from Better Homes and Garden, and I think they were like 10 bucks each. So I only got 4 of them because I didn't want the entire organizer to have these organizing bins. I wanted to keep it a little bit empty yet still organized. So what I did was I just purchased 4 of them, and it was actually enough for me to store all of like the Legos and my son's dinosaurs and just like the painting stuff and just like all of our craft paper and all that stuff. So it was just enough to store all of that stuff away. So that's exactly what I did. So you'll see me just like putting things in a bin. So that little section right there on the left, that is where all the paint stuff is going to be. And then that middle bin right there is where my son's dinosaurs are going to be, and then the one on the right, on the far right, that is where we kept all of the Legos. We have so many Legos. I don't understand how we ended up with that many, but I think from birthdays, Christmas, and just like, I don't know, every holiday possibly, I think we just accumulated a ton of Legos, and we have so many, even the tiniest pieces that you can barely see, we have it all. So we're just making sure to put all of that in there. And then the bottom bin in the middle is actually all of the craft paper and all of that stuff. I know that the basement still looks a little messy, but trust me, it got so much better as I started just like organizing things and putting things back. These bins were definitely so helpful. They are pretty deep as well, so I was able to store a ton of stuff in them. And as I was storing away all of the little toys and whatnot, I was also able to toss a lot of garbage like plastic containers, Ziploc bags, and just like random stuff that we had things stored in that really had no organization.
If you tell me to jump, I might get a little
So my goal for this bin was to try and get rid of it, but unfortunately I did not. It is still in my basement, but it's more decluttered and more organized. So these are my daughter's LOL dolls. She loved LOL dolls growing up, and she has a ton of the different dolls, and we're gonna keep those as like, you know, just like little keepsakes for when she gets older and when she has her own kids and stuff like that. So we're keeping those. And then we did keep like some little toys here and there that my son still plays with, sort of. So but we were able to get rid of so much stuff, and it made such a huge difference. So I'm going to go ahead and put the stuff that we're keeping back into the bin, and then I'm going to take this bin and store it in the very corner by the chalk wall where you can't really see. So that's going to go there along with like all of our painting supplies. So we do have a ton of like canvases, because I do love to paint myself. I'm not the best at it, but I like to try my hand sometimes. So we do have like a ton of painting canvases, and I really have nowhere to put them, so I'm going to go ahead and just store them all in that little corner. And now I'm just going through some school papers that I think these are from my daughter from last semester or last school year, and she just had them sitting in the basement because it's where we dump a lot of our stuff. But I just went ahead and tossed a lot of those. I usually keep like the arts and craft projects and stuff from school, things that are very meaningful, but if it's something like classwork and stuff like that, I just toss it because it makes no sense to hold on to all of that paper. So now that we can kind of see the floor in here, we're going to continue just picking things up, putting it away, throwing out some garbage. You guys are going to see in a little bit. I walked out with like, I think 2.5 bags of garbage. It was so satisfying to see.
You are my
And now I am vacuuming again. I feel like I vacuumed so many times in this video, but again, this is just how I clean. I like start in little corners and little spaces first, and I'll clean that corner or that space, and then I'll move on to the next and then clean that corner and that space. It just works better for me that way, so that way I don't become super overwhelmed and just like just feel like I just can't get it done, or like it's just too much for me. And this Home Depot bag is just a bunch of new light switches and the wall plates, I think they're called. We are upgrading all of our electrical stuff in the house. We have a ton of like light switches and plugs and things like that need to be upgraded. So I went one day and just bought a whole bunch of stuff from Home Depot, and the bag's been sitting down here in the basement. So whenever my husband's ready to just start tackling it all, it'll all be in here. And we have so many light switches and plugs, so I don't think I even have enough of the stuff in here. I still think I need to go out and buy more. So I'll share that with you guys whenever we do start to switch them out and change out the old for the new. All right, so now we are moving on to this other little corner in my basement. This is when you come down the stairs from like my entryway slash kitchen area, hallway, whatever. I have this little table sitting here. I got this from Amazon when we first bought our home, and it's been everywhere in the house literally, but I'm ready to get rid of it. So you'll see me cleaning this, but in the next video, if I do share the basement again, which I'm sure I will at some point, you're gonna see that this table is no longer here. Forgive me if you hear like walking in the background. That is Luna. She is walking around. She was just drinking water, and now she's probably gonna go lay in her bed. But anyway, so this table is no longer here. I am going to give it to Goodwill. It's currently sitting in my sunroom where everything goes to die. But I'm just giving it a good wipe down, cleaning all of the picture frames and all of that stuff. And as you can see, Luna has positioned herself in the most comfiest position ever. She is basking in the cleanliness of this basement. She loves to lay down here too. Whenever we're down here, she'll just come down and hang out. She also has her old bed down here, so she'll hang out in her other bed as well. But now we're gonna go ahead and vacuum again. We're vacuuming this other area now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and remove that blue bin. That blue bin went up into the attic where it was supposed to be. I had like spring decor and stuff in there that I just like kept moving around the house. I get so busy during the week that I don't have time. But this is how everything turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe before you leave. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.
Well, I don't get it. We say it's a man thing.